Ha ha, you jokers. You absolute clowns, Sky Sports F1. Welcome. Do you know what I mean? Max Verstappen PLC, get your feet underneath the table. Do you know what I mean? Get yourself a drink. Hello and welcome. It is, of course, the 3rd of the 10th, 2025. I've just been listening to Sky Sports F1. Oh, you never bet against Max Verstappen. Wheresoever might you have gotten that phrase from? Sky Sports F1. You never back against Max Verstappen. Welcome. So don't put your feet on the table. We've been expecting you for some time now. Rumours on Red Bull goes. Go on then, chat. We are T-minus 24 minutes away from a critical, all-important FP1. It is the Singapore Grand Prix. We've got 7 races remaining. Techie, can Max do it? 69 points adrift. Who would bet against Maximilian Verstappen? How very dare you, Sky Sports. Nico Rosberg, Damon Hill. We've been waiting for you for some time. What's going on, Adrian? I hope you're good. I hope you're all well this Friday. It's going to get techie. I'm here for some. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. As difficult a race weekend as it might be for Max, by dint of the fact that RB21, yes, they've improved, but nevertheless, this is their bogey track. It's short, low minimum speed type turns, medium duration. That's always going to be difficult for the likes of Max in that Red Bull. I mean, it's not its natural habitat, like, say, the Temple of Speed at Monza or even Baku last race weekend. This is going to be a difficult one. But again, I mean, he's the difference maker sometimes, isn't he, this fella? Maximilian Verstappen, if again, past his point. How very dare you, Sky Sports F1? What are you talking about? And it was a good, if you're onto Sky Sports F1, go and check out the VT. They're showing the bull run. And like the Spanish participants running away from it. They're trying to hype it up, you know what I mean? They're now invested in Max Verstappen PLC all of a sudden, aren't they? How interesting, therefore. What are we doing here? This is brilliant. He can do Japan in the winter, Max. Exactly. This is the problem. As I was talking to the legend that is Dr. Robs yesterday, it was like, it's not the most likely outcome for Max to get it done. Of course it's not, because the McLaren is still God tier and it's hot and it's humid and it's going to... Lyshri did it. It never does, Michael. Ever. Z, you're a legend. I'm here for it also. But of course it's not the most likely outcome. I mean, you look at the consistency of an Oscar Piastri. He never yeets it into the barrier. 4 DNFs in his career ever. 44 race finishes back to back to back. 34 points finishes from Oscar before Azerbaijan. I mean, if it's mean reversion that we're having this conversation under, then you'd expect Oscar to at least accumulate some points. And the premise is this: Max, if he's going to win the championship, will need for some fortuitous circumstances or lack thereof that alter the papaya-coloured car, Bathurst space. I wish I was invested. They say Max is the marketing department of the circuit race. I tell you, a rising Max Verstappen tide floats all boats. Did you hear the journo asking Lando and Charles and Alex et al. And Isaac Hajar and George, what's the probability of Max Verstappen winning this championship? Put a number on it. I mean, what are you going to do? George looks at Lando in his face and says 100%. Lando didn't like that at all. But I mean, John, Dr. Ovs isn't bad. He's not bad, he's Dr. Ovs. Telling you. God tier, like he knows. And he set the scene nicely, right? It's his ability to be a street fighting aerodynamicist, practical application. Oh, the humanity. Mood, you're a legend. Oh, gosh, I'm here for it. T-minus 21 minutes. Have I ever been more amped up for an FP? Well, I mean, you just want to see... look at the pictures of Oscar Piastri sat trackside at Baku, feet on the wall. Get your feet up, Sky Sports F1, by the way. We've expecting you for some time. Max, Dr. Obs is a God tier 1. Again, schedule permitting. Dr. Oz will be back on the channel at some point. He's a different type of legend, right? Half the stuff that Dr. Oz is saying. And again, I suppose it's in Dr. Oz's gift that he can translate these very nuanced, complex aerodynamic topics into language that a noddy B-spec F1 mind like myself can understand. 151 of you in the chat can currently do me a favour. If you like the stream, then like the stream. What about Landu? Says Simon Lazenby. Go on then. I want to know the poll. Who's going to nail this poll? Buffer mode. Oh, Michael buffer mode. Thank God I thought I was buffering there. Who have you got for poll? The poll. And I'll let you know the odds. I do love myself a cheeky qualifying poll. Oh shit. Oscar. There we go. Brundle talking to the dynamics, the handling dynamic of the McLaren. Ted Kravitz talking to the circumstance. You'll excuse me, it's chaos over here and I want to keep the stream going. Liam, you're a legend. Come on, Max Verstappen. We need number 5, I believe. But I mean, Max said, looking at the side of the Red Bull, I mean, it's gone chaos, hasn't it? Again, Megatron settings from that RB21. Floor fairings, wing beam upgrades. Go on into your point, Liam. The critical one is, it goes something like this, right? That faith is belief, son's evidence. Max Verstappen said he doesn't dine on faith, a wing and a prayer. He needs himself a car capable of winning races and therefore championships. Look at this. Ted Kravitz says no one else is bringing upgrades. But look at that. Max Verstappen's car will have on it a new front wing as well. The Sonoda Sands, oh, the humanity. I can't wait. By the way, fastest qualifier. Lando Norris currently has the whip hand. 7-4 are the odds. Oof. 36% of the time, therefore. Oscar Piastri drops it on pole, some say. 33% of the time. Max Verstappen drops it on the pole, some say. 22% of the time if you're running a simulation 100 times. Charles Leclerc drops it on the pole 18% of the time. Lewis Hamilton drops it on pole how many times? Not many. 5% rounded. George Russell shortly thereafter. No, rank outsiders. 4% rounded. Oh, I'm here for it, chat. I'm telling you, I can't wait. I just can't wait. Qualifying's going to be chaos. Bless Lewis talking about Roscoe and the support. I mean, the F1 community were quite, for once, consolidated in consoling and sending thoughts to Sir Lewis on the back of him losing his trusted steed, the one that they call Roscoe. Bless him. Oh, mate. But it would be typical of Sir Lewis to go well around here, wouldn't it? It would be typical. It would be... I don't know, chat. I don't know. It would be... I mean, I was saying to Shez and Baxter that it would be typical of Sir Lewis to go through that grief and then all of a sudden put it on pole. As improbable as that eventuality may very well be. It's techie. It is... Right. Yeah, Brundle makes the point. I can only assume that he'll put his crash helmet on and be gonzo. Let's go this weekend. Let's go, Waringa. Oh. No F1 because can't Sky Sports wear matching uniforms? No, no such thing. The odds for Max worth, but like a wise man said, never back against Max Verstappen. I can't believe Sky Sports entered. Sky Sports kicked off their stream with "You're never back against Max Verstappen." The real odds are how many barriers McLaren will hit this weekend, says Baikunga. I seem to remember doing a legend drive after Nicky. Also, Matt, very good memory there, Matt's candidate. Long time no see, so I hope you're good, mate. Losing a dog is brutal. I'm tired as fudge, but if Lewis wins this on Sunday, oh, I party mood. Don't put at, I mean, never back against Sir Lewis, especially when he's in a mood like this. Nice being able to watch a race not at 3 a.m. John, I know it's going to get, the timing's a bit off, isn't it here? Should we go through it? Can't Sky. Should we go on then? We may as well go through the bits and bobs that your boy prepared as far as race preview that nobody watched. We'll go through it again. Here are your winner odds. Again, we just talked to those. Your pole odds. It's techie. These are your basics for a lap. 4.9 kilometres round here. There will be 52 laps. Last year's winner was Lando Norris. 2024 pole time 29.5. Lando wasn't bad around here last time, was there? These are the wings that everybody's bringing, courtesy of the one that they call Albert Fabrega. High downforce each and every single time. So short, low speed, so frequently occurring a low speed, medium duration turns. 2:16 a.m. bloody Nora, Jerry. That's commitment for FP1. I'm not going to tell any lies. Track changes on the right hand side of your screen. Qualifying head-to-heads. The notable outperformers. Fernando Alonso has only lost to his teammate in qualifying once around there from 14 showings. Charles Leclerc, not bad either. Only lost once of 5. Max Verstappen has nailed 6 of 10. Lewis Hamilton, again, tough to beat around there with his teammate in the same car. 11 of 15, he's dominated. Lance Stroll is an underperformer, material underperformer. 5 of 6 around here, he's been beaten. Oh, the humanity. Then you got your recent pole sitters. Top right, 2024, of course, it was Lando. Carlos Sainz in 23, 2022 and 19. Was Charles Leclerc, little cheeky gap owing to COVID, of course, and then Lewis Hamilton in 2018. One of the most god-tieriest laps that you will ever see in your F1 life. Your winners around there, Lando was last year, Carlos Sainz was 2023. You recall using Lando Norris as a stumbling block, a mobile sleeping policeman per se. Checo Perez in 22, Vettel was in 19, and then Lewis Hamilton in 18. Since the summer break, Maximilian Verstappen has been in the ascendancy. Can you say 4, soon to be 5 time beneath him? The only chap to get close in terms of points accumulated since the summer break. He has a name, and his name is King George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk. Check this out. This is why you got to put some respect on George Russell's name. If your name is Toto, the boy who cried wolf, look at the bottom of that list. Destructors Championships totals up the amount that the cost accumulated by dint of yeeting it into the barrier. Accidents like what Lando had last Grand Prix. Oscar too had last Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc yeeting it into the barrier at critical times as well. But look who's at the bottom there. Maximilian Verstappen, 0.2 of a million US dollars. That's how much he's cost Red Bull over the course of the season. And similarly, George Russell, 0.2 as well. 225k. I'm telling you, those two are going gangbusters. Charles Leclerc topping that Destructors Championship though on 2.2. Can you imagine? Chaos settings. Constructors Championship. McLaren are set to win it if they can accrue themselves 13 points over the course of this race weekend. In the drivers, this is what it looks like. 324 points. Oscar Piastri to the good. Shortly thereafter, you've got Lando. 25 points adrift. 69 points adrift in third. He's won Maximilian Verstappen. Here's what you need to know about safety cars. We'll go through this before the race because this is important. They've increased the speed limit in the pit lane from 60 to 80 kilometers per hour. That means, therefore, a pit stop will cost you 22.8 seconds as versus 27 28 seconds this time last year. That's techie for a couple of different reasons, principal among which are the fact that they're trying to entice these drivers and teams to risk a second pit stop. Changeable variables make it more interesting. Otherwise, you have 20 drivers just all invested in one stop. One stop critically was what won it for Lando Norris last year. A discounted safety car afflicted pit stop will only cost you 11.5 seconds. That's why you'll see a couple of these drivers in a race looking to run long, just as Max did a couple of races ago. Run super long, or last race even, run super long and hope and pray, cross your fingers for a cheeky safety car pit stop. Weather's techie all over the show because different people are saying different things. Potentially there's going to be rain, potentially not, who knows. Your Singapore is different, isn't it? And here's your schedule, and again, this is all local time, so your weekend schedule looks something like this. Practice is due to kick off in 10 minutes time. Why has it got quarter past? Whatever. Practice 2 going to kick off 8:45 local. Saturday practice 3 will kick off 5:15 local time again, and qualifying will kick off at 9 p.m. The race, of course, 8 p.m. Sunday local time. It will get techier than techie things round here, and I'm here for it. I'm going to keep. It took me too long to build all those bloody all of those bloody PowerPoints per King George Russell. What compounds have we got? C3, C4, C5 hybrid. Not that anybody's counting, do you know what I mean? But I think they've made everything one step softer with a view to induce some changeable circumstances and some uncertainty, some state. 722 teamy. Oh, I mean, let me know where in the world you guys are. They did the same in Sanford, 100%. Oscar will be back hungry. If he loses this championship, he will be fine. Just 3 years. I don't think he will. I think he'll come back. You're talking about a different level of stoicism and mental fortitude, aren't we? Of course. No, he'll be back. He'll be back. But I don't think he wants to. I don't think he'll be too keen to indulge that outcome. He'll want to bag this. Oscar doesn't strike me as that type of guy. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't strike me as that type of guy. Okay, we are T-minus 7 minutes away. 5:20 gravel, blimey. The levels of commitment and dedication, the track characteristics do not fit even, says Seagazer Red Bull. If Red Bull's fast here, their car is the fastest in any track. True. If Max gets the fastest car, he'll win all the races. Seagazer, you've put it more succinctly and more eloquently than I ever could. Who's going to crash in FP1? Who knows, mate? One of the rookies, potentially. Mention no names. Kimi Antonelli, Isaac Hajar, potentially. Lawson, potentially. Behrman, I don't know. Those will be the most likely in my hand, but not that I'm wishing that on anybody. Oscar Stroll, Colapinto, mention no names though. Techie. GR saying in the presser that Max has a 100% chance of winning while looking at Lando Bosquet. It was. Lando did not like that one bit. Lando responded instantaneously. Good friend. Tried to brush it off, but you know Lando's so he's sufficiently sensitive to where that's gonna. He'll hold on to that. It's not an ideal start for the race weekend, right? Because now Lando's gonna go out there and he's gonna want to disprove George. Have this monkey on his shoulder. Tell it, no, you don't need it. Kamikaze has one DT. Taliban Tonello. Taliban Tonello. Osama bin Techie. This track isn't bad, is it, team? People keep talking about the event, the circumstance that is Singapore was part of Horner's dismissal or refusal to provide upgrades in the current season and not. But no. So Ronald, I keep hearing there's politics. Hey, is it raining on track? It was raining yesterday, Mr. Plump. Kimikaze has one duty. No, so Christian Horner's dismissal was around a couple of things, principal among which politics and a fight for power. You'll recall that Christian Horner wanted to, I mean, we talked about this ad infinitum, but I'll repeat it for the avoidance of doubt. Christian had tried to spin off Red Bull Racing Technologies, leveraging British financiers, because he desperately wanted to own himself a racing team, right, or at least a material stakehold in one, 33%, just like Toto, the boy who cried wolf. You'll recall that Christian used to jide. He used to speak disparagingly about Toto, saying, "Nah, we didn't build a team like I did in 2005. What Toto did is inherit one." And Toto would always quit back, "I didn't inherit a team, I bought it." You know, the thing that you want to and cannot do, Christian Horner. There's always that banter. And people are saying that because of Toto and that competitive rivalry, that's why Christian Horner will be desperate to come back. But to the point about why he got sacked, politics, he wanted it to be Christian Horner, Red Bull Racing, and the likes of Oliver Mintzlaff and Dietrich Mateschitz' son, Mark, did not want that. And this is an underperformance. I think if he'd been performing still, they would have done one of these, conveniently turned a blind eye to it. But no. The underperformance have got too much. 4.927 kilometers around there, 323.3 kilometers per hour, 1 minute 29.5 lap record, 5.3 elevation, 62 laps. 62 laps or 52? I thought it was going to be 52. But I digress. C3, C4, C5 around there. Remember, the challenge for the likes of Red Bull will not be that it's not elevation, chat. It's that the track is super contoury. Remember that the RB21 is a very mercurial, a diva of a car. Doesn't like contours because so stiff is its suspension that allows it to run and ride so low. This is curbing as well. RB21 does not like curves. They've resurfaced, right? Turn 16 is always going to be techy. Remember Carlos Sainz spun out really weirdly around there a couple of years ago, hit a divot. They've resurfaced around turn 16, so that shouldn't be an issue anymore. Thank you for your Dr. Robs. He's a gangster, he's Dr. Robs. A proper gangster. What are these fruit flies doing in here? Didn't even recognise SD Best. Yeah, no, that's true. He looks a bit different, doesn't he? Safak, you're a legend. If you doubt Max, you'll be in poor health. In fact, I don't think Baxty doubts Max. I just don't think Baxty's a big fan of Max. He's the truth. 32 degrees Celsius. Right, we need to get ourselves some. Mark, you're a legend. Far too kind out here, gifting memberships. And for the new members, get yourself over to the community tab and the Discord membership. Of course, if you feel free, if you're that way inclined and want to join, bottom left of your screen, click join. Get yourself access to the Discord, within which we continue the F1 conversation and a cheeky newsletter when your boy can pull his finger out. Where are we? We are at Singapore. Okay. A lot of talk about this a lot of talk about these the conditions and what these guys are going to do to combat for that. It's the cooling vest. Yeah, exactly, Daniel. I'd agree. It's important to get pole position, very little chance. So to that point, Seagazer, as if anybody's counting, the delta that you need around this track per Ruth Buscombe, 1.5 seconds. Clean air is king. Never has an F1 truism been more true than that. It's crazy humid. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We need to do that. Right, there we go. There we go. Yeah, the cooling vest, but bloody George was talking about it being difficult, right? Uncomfortable because you got the pipe that pumps the water connected around your waistline. So when you're like 10,000 G's, the pipe of the cooling vest does you over. Was it in the Discord? Anybody got a link? Mark, go onto the community tab. Go onto the community tab, chap. I can't put it in here because it's deleted peddlers only. But go onto the community tab and you'll see it there, chap. I don't feel right joining the Discord when I'm only again. No, behave yourself, Johnny. Get in there, mate. Get onto the community tab, and it's there. Well, 32, 80% humidity. Go on then. So your track circumstance looks something like this. Currently, 71% humidity only, he says. 36.1 and 28.8 degrees Celsius track and ambient temperatures respectively. Wind coming in from the southeast, 8.6 kilometers per hour. We are 59 minutes left on the docket of FP1 Singapore Grand Prix, and I'm here for it. It's not for the faint of heart, is it? That Discord feed, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on in there. FP2 is the most important one because it's only one in the evening. Just it's a good shout, Safak. You want to do light for light, but again, there's rumour of rain and all this other stuff that could throw a wrench into the plans of these teams. Many corners have been resurfaced 100%. You know, yeah, maybe, but there's still contours, isn't there? And Red Bull doesn't like contours. Don't attract attention now, says John. Can you imagine telling racers from the 40s, 50s and 60s that the racers were, I was thinking this, Sebastian, that the racers were going to wear a heavy cooling vest for racing. So go on then, Sebastian, to your point, they've mandated it because, I mean, didn't Alex Albon last year talk about him nearly passing out through the corners or something? Or maybe it was Lance Stroll, I can't remember. But it is dangerous. Like it is, I mean, it is a different era, and the likes of Jim Clark will be turning and he'll be like, what are you talking about? Enzo Ferrari, tell him that these guys are wearing cooling vests because it's too hot. I mean, we used to wear helmets back in the day. What are we talking about here? Right. Let me get the okay. All right. Did you see upgrades? Red Bull bought front wing. There's a big front wing one, said Ted Kravitz. We'll go through the upgrades properly. He was vomiting in that. Yeah, somebody was. It's disgusting. 273 in the chat and only 75 likes. Do me a favour, please. Now, if you could, if you like the stream, then like the stream. Por favor. You're a legend, Mark, out here gifting memberships. And again, if you want to become a member, I didn't see the upgrade. Imagine telling racers from the 1800s that they can that they can use a car instead of running. It's chaos. The way of the world is bonkers at the moment. I'm telling you, I don't understand what's going on. Bear with, I'm going to blow my nose. Yeah, they're invested in the fight for the rest of the season now, aren't they? But for Max, a rising Max Verstappen tide floats all F1 boats. Put some respect on his name there, for the Reddit lamp is back. What do you mean? Even George was wrecked, yeah. Did someone say like the stream? Get it done, Nino. Exactly this, mate. You're a legend. What's up, Pet? How you doing, Neil? I've been going hard in the paint on I hope EasyG doesn't come in anytime soon, because I've been going hard in the paint on Lando fans, and Lando of course, but he just frustrates the hell out of me sometimes. Am I the only one who doesn't like street circuits, says Robert. Oof. It's a bit funny. I mean, Max doesn't like them. So you're keeping good company there. Let's get those lights. Detro, you're a legend. With Stroll, yeah, I think it was Stroll. There you go. Stroll, Qatar. Good wheel knowledge there, Ronald. I'm curious as to where Red Bull is the championship. Oh, 69 points adrift, Daniel. You're gonna need. Max is gonna need for the McLarens to come together. Let's be honest. Build your weekend, 100%, Max. Got to play your way into the street circuit crease right. If we're leveraging cricketing terminology. So I don't know. I think Max he'll need fortuitous circumstances around here. It won't be easy. It's going to need for Oscar and Lando to do something stupid again. But it's not like, it's not like they don't have that in their locker. A Red Bull Ferrari podium would be great. What is going on with you boys' nose? Crying out loud. Street circuits are snoozers or bangers, no in between. The problem around here is that it's really difficult to overtake. Ruth said that you're going to need 1.5 seconds delta if you're going to pull off a move. Now, that's why they've made the pit lane speed limiter. Sorry, the pit lane speed limit. Oh, what's going on here? That's why they've made the pit lane speed limit was 60, is now 80. Oh, the invisible man show from Cameron A. You don't want to see me, did you, want to? I give Lando lots of love on Discord, says V. Yeah. And he's a brilliant bloody driver. What's going on at Williams? Why is there so much smoke? Alex Albon, get out the car, sir. You have a brake fire. What's going on? Alex. I think those brakes are seized, aren't they? Are they not? Got a brake fire, like, sort it out, chaps. You can never make 1.5 seconds on a jet. That's what I'm saying. You're going to need a mistake then, Robert, aren't you? You mean Ruth. When I was in the Ferrari Driver Academy bus going there, I do mean Ruth. She was boasting about her having led, by dint of Giovinazzi, more laps around here than has Max Verstappen. Yeah, why they put him in the garage? This is, this is not good PR, is it? Look at the sponsors. Alex Albon covering his eyes. They're putting him in a garage. That's probably not the best place because then the fire's going to... Put the fire out, chaps. What are you doing? Oh, his eye's burning. Yeah, he's doing one of these. He's like... A correct... Jensen makes the point. I don't know why they haven't taken the tyres off. Yeah, unbelievable mood incompetence. Reminiscent of Jos Verstappen way back in the day, eh? Was nobody getting him out? Big jinx, John. I was just saying Williams are doing well. But they are doing. They've been much better, is the truth. The cooling tube hurts my back. I know, yeah, can you imagine? You're lucky to get any cooling at all. Gents, Jimmy V does not like that. Mark, if you get... Go on then, Mark. I'm going to help you out here, chap, since we're in the midst of Firegate. I'm going to help you out, fella. If, Mark... If, Mark, you go onto here, good sir. So I've just put a link in a different thing. Actually, you'll need for it to be me, won't you? Huh. I'm trying to sort you out here, Mark, but it's difficult. I've got too much bloody tabs. $2.50 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like. Right, there you go. Okay, you got it, Ma. Cool. I'm all over the shop with my different bloody names and stuff. They still haven't put out the file. What are we doing, Williams? You need that meme girl. You know, the like disaster girl. You need her. You need her face just in front of. That's the meme, actually, isn't it? I need to put that together. Take the wheel. I just what I'm saying, Michael. Take the wheel off and sort it out. How long are you gonna bloody? How long can this go on for? Did someone say they need a meme? Me, I want to put the disaster girl and tweet it out now. Bloody Nora, Elon's going hard, isn't he, in the painting? Not to get political, but I've never seen so many Elon Musk tweets. Like, fair play, he's got a point to prove on Netflix, hasn't he? Go on, and we are T-minus 48 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Max's Ferrari has been very competitive. Yeah, it's ironic that you say that way. Sea Glazer, they wanted to cook. Let him cook. Mood, I defer to your expertise on loan. You can run censorship. Oof, F1 Jesus, I have no idea what you're talking about there, but it sounds techier than techie things. 48 minutes left on the docket. Mood has the most means. Singapore will hold a sprint in 26, with the sprint taking place in the mid-afternoon to evening and the main race in the late evening. Interesting from a track conditions perspective. So I think, Umarch, the problem is, right, you got to be super strategic with the tracks that you pick for sprints. Why would you pick a Singapore track where you need a 1.5 second delta? It's like 15, 20 laps. Like what? It makes no sense. Like, you need wide tracks in it. It needs to be Silverstone, and like, I understand that there's a need to sell more tickets around the Singapore running growth markets, but there's just got to be a bit more strategic. I get it, but there's got to be a bit more strategic. Silverstone sprint instantly, right? Because you can overtake around the. I don't know. To my fellow Ferraris, let's enjoy our weekly free practice glory. I know, Ferrari look amazing, right? And then, in true form, they fall off. I sent the meme in the Discord. You're a legend, Mood. I'll take it. And then, inevitably, they fall away. Oscar Piastri tops your timing sheets with T-minus 46 minutes and 40 seconds left on the docket. Singapore Grand Prix race weekend. Free practice number 1. 133.2 from OJP. Not come to mess around here. Set on hard tyres, by the way. Everybody getting in some due diligence and information on the hards, because it will be hards and mediums. One stop, potentially, if past his prologue. That's what Lando won the race with last year. Piastri tops your timing sheets currently on a 133.2 from Sainz. From Lando Norris on a 133.4 rounded. From Lewis, Sir Lewis, Cole, Davidson, Hamilton on a 133.4. Do not be surprised if Lewis goes gangbusters. It would be typical. Mr. Back against the wall. 133.5 from Hajar in 5th. Alonso. Alonso. Did you hear that Alonso was going to do well around here? Did you hear Aston Martin keep saying that short corners, medium duration, 90 degree stuff, low minimum speed, that they were going to go well? This is Fernando Alonso on 132.2. There's been a lot of talk about Fernando, but he's on mediums, by the way. Stroll 2 on the mediums, which would be the quicker tyre. But he's just gone, look at that. He's just gone 4, Just gone 6-7 tenths quicker. Different front wing from Max. Yeah, that's the big upgrade that Mercedes, well, not ahead of time, Cameron, that Red Bull have brought to this Grand Prix. There is a meme for everything. Indeed, there is. Also, next year, cooling vest system will be mandatory. It's optional this year. Optional only insofar. If they don't wear it, though, they're not going to be penalised. All of them, if they don't wear it, there'll be a 500 gram ballast or weight applied. So those who don't wear it won't gain a weight advantage. So it's optional, but they've got to go easy. What you don't want is one of these drivers blacking out 133 flat from Maximilian Verstappen. Let's go. I mean, that's not bad from Max. Half a sec or 0.4 adrift of the Aston Martin, who was on a medium. So I expect the Aston to go well around here as well. It suits them Aston Martin natural habitat settings. There is a meme different from me. By the way, did you see? Listen, let me tell you something about George Russell. I swear, I've been super impressed by George Russell listening to him at the pressers. He just he just seems to know a lot. We were like, do you think you'll go well around here, George? I mean, it doesn't suit the question. It doesn't necessarily suit Mercedes. It's hot, it's humid. George was like, well, I think Ferrari will go well around here because last year X, Y, and Z. He just has reminds me a lot of Alonso. His ability to download information. George does. Like the impression that Nando is not ready to retire. No, they're talking about it, Neil. That they talked about it on the Checkered Flag podcast. Benson or F1 journos are created equal, but some are created more equal than others. And Benson said that Alonso said that or maybe it was the guys at the race. I can't remember which. Maybe it was Ed Straw and co. Alonso's been quoted as saying, if they don't have a car, then he'll keep going. If they do have a car, then he might consider retiring. As if he's acutely aware that when the car is very, very good, that Max Verstappen will be the guy that they'll go for, right? It's interesting. It's almost like chicken and the egg. It's very interesting that Alonso said he will retire when the car gets good. Give the place to somebody else. Red Bulls will not race in Le Mans. Thus, Max cannot drive a Red Bull sponsor car in Le Mans 24-hour race. Thus, there is little chance for him to race in Le Mans 24-hour 2026. I mean, it didn't stop him at the Nordschleife, right? Anyone will have him. And I think Red Bull will loan him out happily because it's Max, it's what he wants to do, eh? That's what it is. If the vest fails, then it will heat up 100%, John. Imagine 2026 if a Leclerc straight sweet seat swap. But they've been talking about this seat swap nonsense, haven't they? But the swap that I heard wasn't Leclerc-Russell. It was Leclerc-Piastri. There's all sorts of silly season going on. Agree on George. The man is witty. He just got so... I'm rating him more and more by the second. Watch him in the driver's presser. They asked him a question. He was like, well, if you remember last year... the Ferraris, but for a mistake in Q3, the Ferraris would have been on pole as near as makes no difference. So they're really quick around here because of their circumstance. They can run the car like super aggressive on the long straights and brakes and short. I was just like, how does he know all this? Clearly, he's done his due diligence coming into the race. So I was like, my respect for King George. Listen, I tell you this much: if they put Max in that car alongside George for 2027, oh, the humanity. A rising George and Max tide will float all F1 boats. Like you won't miss not even 1 second of that season. What are you smoking? And is Norris on a fly? Go on, let's have a look at Norris. I'm talking too much. There you go. Lando Norris tops your time sheets on a 32.5 rounded, but that's only a tenth quicker than Fernando. Aston Martin has entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen of the F1 jury. But Max Verstappen, so too, has entered the chat. Look at this, Max Verstappen on a flyer on hard. This is a comparison. This is benchmark settings. How close is he going? He goes 26, so he's 0.2 adrift of Lando going through sector 1. But then he's gained back 0.2 in sector 2. It's going to be close between Lando and Max Verstappen here. 32.5. Oh, 2/100ths. Oh, the humanity. I feel like Max Verstappen has entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen. That to me means that he's sufficiently close. And he's done that on 9-lap old hards, as did Lando do his lap on 8-lap old hards. Oh, the humanity, you much. Do we need to revisit the betting odds already? Max Verstappen, pole, 7-2. 22% of the time they say that this dude drops it on pole. Prosecution rests, no further questions, Your Honour. Where is my phone, Umach? He's just done. Hang on, let's see his time for the speed trap. Oh my gosh, look at that. Max Verstappen 2.96 for the speed trap, slower than Lando. 2.97 for the speed trap. Let me see my phone. I'm not saying anything. Umach, do you see what I see? Huh. Go on, let me read this out to you and then you tell me whether I'm being stupid. Matt's keeping my all of our delusions alive mood, especially at says Analog. Oh, calm down, it's only FP1 and not representative. You're right, Max, you are right. Never ever rule out the lad that they call Maximilian Verstappen. Go on, let's look. Let me take a look at this now. Mood. Go on, let me put my supposition this way. Okay, so let's see what Oscar's got first and foremost. But Lando at least last year, and I know things have changed and Oscar's improved massively. But this is a Lando Norris track as versus an Oscar, right? Short, low minimum speed turns, medium. But here's the issue. If it's close, if there's like a couple hundredths either way, then it comes down to the ability of the driver to nail it in the peak times. You just close your eyes and you push the Max Verstappen button with impunity, without compunction every single time. It's just, if it's close, and that's close, but maybe if we're playing devil's advocate, maybe Max has got everything turned up to 12. But they said they were going to start doing that, right, Lauren Mecky's. Lauren Mecky's methodology is for them to go and just nail it, get straight in, play your way into the crease as early as possible in free practice so that you get some comparable, useful information. I don't know whether McLaren are doing the same though, but it looks like, 297 kilometres. They're not going to go any quicker through the straight line, are they, for the speed trap? Techie chat. Techie. Oh, what do I do there? %, Max Verstappen for pole. 7-2, yeah. Lando's doing good, says Zara. No, he's back. 500 of you watching Kakuni, do me a favour. If you like the stream, then like the stream. So go on then. Oscar Piastri is currently sat in 8th on a 33.2. Clearly, go on, let's have a look at him through the speed trap. 2.94 for the speed trap, so he's made a mistake there. That's not a perfect Oscar Piastri lap. Cameron CC, question. Do you think this may be the most talented or at least the most well-prepared grid in history? I think the grid is stacked and it's probably going to get more competitive. I think you're onto something there, Neil. I think you might. It's hard to say, right? It's terms of art and not terms of art. It's hard to delineate and be so definitive when you're comparing eras, etc. But I think you might. I don't think you're a million miles away there, Neil. And you're not the first person I've heard say that the adjusted track plays into Max's favour because it's been resurfaced. Contoured, less contoured. I hereby call upon the spirit of Sebastian Vettel to possess Max this race and deliver a masterclass. 50-50 settings, nothing to lose. He said that's what he said, Interesting. Pass me my phone. Pass me my phone, please. Nando's still having a bag. See, Ollie, the problem is I said that a couple of races back, and I even put money to Lando. When it's the problem is, I'm not saying that Lando can't put it on pole, but when it's close. Here we go. Isaac Hajar's going purple himself. Look at this. So he goes 27.4 through sector 1 and then 38.8. He's about to nail this, isn't he? Is Hajar about to go purple? That would make me think that everybody else is sandbagging. If Hajar goes pole or pole in inverted commas. Mead, you can't even. They're not. You got to wait till after, mate. The odds aren't even there, and I think they'll adjust them. I don't think you'll get 7-2. I don't think you'll get 7-2 again. Isaac Hajar goes third on your timing sheets on a 132.5. Bloody Nora. That's not bad, is it? Half a tenth for drift from Max. 480 in the chat and only 125 likes. Oh, the humanity. Max too far on point. Oscar usually chills during free practice and then dials it up. I'm not sure. Here's the problem. If they both do their laps, big if. But if Oscar and Lando both do their laps, Lando should be quicker around here than Oscar because it suits him. And I say should. Double underlined. 34 minutes left on the docket. FP1 Singapore Grand Prix. Hajar to Red Bull next season will be great. And that's what they're saying, isn't it? And then Alex Dunn comes in there some way in 2027. Now freed from his McLaren contract. Unbelievable. Just as they're getting into some Alex Palou chaos. Court settings. I apologise. Let me stop dabbing my nose. I don't know what's wrong with my nose. I've probably got a cold too soon. Gennett. Oof. I want to mention you in the comments, but I can't. Daniel says so. He'll need a bit of time with Isaac. I don't even know if I want Isaac in that. It's too tough. I still think the best grid ever was Senna, Prost, Mansell, Berger, PK, Alette. That's not a bad. It's not a bad grid. As soon as you say Senna, Prost, Mansell, PK. I mean, not half bad. Early 90s, though. Problem is, Senna didn't have a car for. Well, he did. He had a car 1990, 91, eh? But then 92, 93, Williams were too dominant for you to see proper fighting. But then that doesn't prohibit Senna from putting down a Donington 1993. The drive from the gods. OJ can't afford to give away too many points. Max has nothing to do. Well, he can a little bit, Richard. He can just a little bit. 69 points. Again, here's the pick to click. If Oscar goes the next 3, if Oscar were to just go to the Maldives and put his feet up for 3 races, Max would need to win the next 3 races. And even then, as improbable as that scenario that was just put forth, if even then, Max would only be 6 points down the road from Oscar. Put like that, you're going to need, I don't know. Oscar is going to have to fall off the cliff. But he looks like he is falling off the cliff is the issue. You guys have seen the stats. I was talking to Dr. Hobbs about this yesterday. The Oscar Piastri had 4 poles and 5 wins in the first 9 races of the season. In the next 8, the last 8 races, he's had 1 pole and 2 wins only. It's like listen, there's got to be something to it. Even if you've got the strongest psyche in the world, right? When you can see the Drivers' Championship within your grasp, like Jensen did in 2009, I think subconsciously you start to play defense just a little bit. Jensen spoke about this, didn't he? In 2009, he could taste it, and so everything became different. Nerves started to creep in, and circumstances, stakes. So it just got a bit, it got a bit techie. See Andy Cowell, team principal of Aston Martin now, saying that they're hopeful that they've got a car that likes it around it. Look at Fernando Alonso. What the fudge? Alonso goes purple on mediums though, so it's different. But still, 27.3. Jeez. 27.3 in sector 1. 38.6 set to do. That's not a great lap when you compare to Lando, who set his lap on hards. Still goes 4.5 tenths up. I'm just looking at the Alonso sectors. That Aston Martin's all right around here. No wind and humidity is bad. It's bad for a Mercedes W16 that goes well historically around cooler climes. By the way, to that point, the air and track temperature respectively 28.8 and 34.8 degrees Celsius. Wind low 2.5 kilometers coming in from the south. Don't call my name Fernando. Alfonso, you must always leave a space. You must always leave a space. Another Nando lover. He's not a bad driver, Nando. I mean, he's nearly 500 years old, but he's still he's operating at a decent level. That chap. He's all right. He's Lando. He's in a matter of crazy driving style. Max. He's also seconds a lap fast in production based. Yeah, he's not bad. It's not bad, this Max Verstappen fella, about whom everybody keeps talking. $421 in the chat. Do me a favour, if you like the stream, then like the stream. You must always leave space. You must always leave space. Team Carbs incoming. Max smelling blood in the water. Will Oscar do a Monza again? Oof. I don't know. But there's nowhere to overtake around here is the issue. So it's going to be a clean air. Qualifying has never been more important than around here. 1.5 seconds is the delta that you need. Would love to see Bortoletto in a bit. He's not been bad, has he? He's not been bad, has he, Gabby? Caroline. I feel like Lewis is going to get on the podium. It wouldn't surprise me as far as Lewis. Outside pick to go well, because again, when he's got his back up against the wall and he's dealing with trauma, do you know what I mean? A perturbed Lewis Hamilton is a very dangerous Lewis Hamilton. Do me a favour, if you like the stream, then like the stream, please. It helps more than you might realise. Can you see another big mistake from Oscar? Well, I've passed his prologue. Probably not. He's only had 4 DNFs. Do you know what I mean? What is it? 34 race finishes back to back before Baku. 34 point scoring finishes. He's been quite consistent. But again, that concerns me is the variation between the first 9 races and the latter 8. I'm so scared Colapinto leaves Formula One. Well, Fabio's committed to him, at least verbally, for whatever that means, for now. That does mean that Fabio might not change his mind at some point in the not too distant future, particularly if an Alex Dunn comes online or becomes available. The corners, the Sauber doesn't seem to like it. Good morning, Sir Cam. You're a legend, Tony. It's 4 a.m. in the Rocky Mountains and cold, 7 degrees. Bloody Dora. Not to mention, I'm like, behave yourself, Tony. There's no such thing as that, especially not for FP1. I appreciate you making it 4 a.m., Tony. I'm glad you could. Here comes the softs. Go on then. Let's 473 of you in the chat. 167 likes. Okay. What? Carlos Sainz all of a sudden on mediums tops your timing sheets. Okay, this Lando and Max both on softs. Go on then, Lando and Max. T-minus 26 minutes. This FP1 has gone quickly, eh? Time flies when one is enjoying oneself. 26 minutes left on the docket. He'll probably change his mind. What's Oscar doing? Give Oscar some. He'll be all right. What is going on with my nose? Flipping Nora. Excuse me. This is disgusting. At least I'm using a tissue. Okay. Cameron, you're a legend, Tony. Oh. Nearly 500 in the chat. Look, we're purple sectors, chat. I'm telling you. We're going play, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. And make no apologies for labouring the point with T minus 25 minutes left on the docket that this channel drives and survives under the aegis of your support and industry, and you guys turning up and fact checking me and holding my very noddy B-spec feet to the F1 flames. I make no apology for saying that, but I digress. It's going to get taken up. Bloody Nora. Go easy, Kimmy. Don't yeet anything into the barrier, please. Please. So go on, Anna. All eyes on the Max Verstappen Lando docket. Looks like they're mimicking each other's programs here. Max Verstappen coming round first, and he's going to nail this lap on softs in a minute. All right, hot lap time in equivalent conditions as we get a cheeky vista of Toto, the boy who cried wolf. Did you hear Jolyon Palmer talking about Toto, the boy who cried wolf, the other day? Go easy, Jolyon. Go easy, sir. Do you know what I mean? You can have that one for free, mate, but the next one. Plagiarism. Charlie Leclerc goes 27.2 on softs. The red labels. Your Brit immunity to pollen is as good as RB20. I don't know what's going on, New March. She's really getting on my nerve. I think I need to just clear out this room. It's really bad. Max is going to do this, Derek. It wouldn't be... You never back against him, eh? It's mad. I'll sort it out for FP3. Oh, Charles Leclerc goes 27.2 and 38.3. Jeez. Not a lot quicker than Carlos, though, eh? He's 0.2 quicker in sector 2. Half a tenth quicker. There's 0.25 up. So 31.5 maybe for Charles. 31.4 potentially, depending on his sector 3. 31.3. Flipping Nora. Put some respect on his name. Not a great lap. Go on then. We're all over. Let's have a look at Max. 27.2. Slightly slower than Charles Leclerc through sector 1. 38.6. Oh my gosh. Max has lost 0.3 through sector 2. What's going on there, Mr. Verstappen? Do I not like that? Meanwhile, Lando Norris is going quick est of all. 27.17 through sector 1. And he's about to nail himself a sector 2. Hajar goes up the thought. Oh, again, this is just... I'm getting into qualifying mode already, but this is just due diligence settings of the automotive aerodynamic and mechanical variety, is it not? 38.4. Lando's going through though. But bloody Nora, that sector 2 of Charles Leclerc is proving difficult to beat. 38.3. Lando goes second only. Oh, the humanity. Daniel, you're a legend. Appreciate you, mate. Out here gifting. Make no apology for trying and failing to express my gratitude. Ad nauseum, Daniel, I appreciate you. If you're a brand new member, get over to the community tab and get yourself in the Discord. That second sector from Charles Leclerc is proving a bit god-tierish, isn't it? 38.3. A tenth and a half quicker than the next best in Lando Norris. Scuderia Ferrari. All eyes on Lewis Hamilton when he comes out, eh? That's chaos. I'm looking at this Charles. I want to see this Charles Leclerc lap. New members hit the community page and join the Discord 1000%. Miss RS in the chat. Long time no see. I hope you could, Miss RS. Safak, you're a legend. Practice 2 is going to get techie. Charles has got pole here a couple of times. He has indeed. He got pole. So Charles Leclerc was pole here in 2022 and 2019. So he enjoys it around. He's a street king, isn't he? On board with Lewis. Go on then, Lewis. 27.2 set to 1. Don't hate that. But yeah, he's given up. He backed off. Cheeky love kiss with the barrier from Lewis, and he's come out of it. Yuki top 10 and Max on pole. Lauren Meckie set his. And Lauren Meckie's tide floats all Red Bull boats now. We are rounding third base. FP1 Singapore Grand Prix 2025. Oscar complaining about understeer. Go on then. Come on, get moving, Oscar. Why is Oscar still sat down there just chilling out? Because it's FP1. That's why. That's just chilling, knowing they will fine-tune the car at the very last moment, said Jamie. And to the point where when it gets clutch, all the margins do one of these, and then all of a sudden Lando forgets how to hit an apex, and Oscar's kissing the barrier, and it doesn't matter, does it, for now? As George Russell up to P10, 27.5. They normally need until FP3 till they get it right. Last resort, you're on the money. Hey there, E-March. Dr. E-March. Lando's changed the front wing, go. 500 of you in the chat, do me a favour. Smash the like if you could, please. It matters more than you might know. Why is my nose bloody itching? Oh, I hate this. Full on choking. Derek, maybe. Wouldn't it be the first time, eh? It would not be the first time. Ted Kravitz saying, Lando Norris changing the front wing, tinkering, not perfect balance out the box. Is that concerning for McLaren? Do you remember when they used to just rock up and change as near as mates no different, nothing, and just be the fastest of all time? It's going to be interesting here. Do me a favour. 500 of you in the chat concurrently, and it's only FP1. It's going to be a big weekend. Come on, Max. Maybe. I think I just need to clean out this room. It's too dusty. We'll get to it, I promise. We'll be gangbusters for come quali, I promise. But Zara asked the exam question, who do I think will win the 2025 championship? Well, I mean, the preface is this, right? Thou shalt never bet against Maximilian Verstappen, lest you want to be declared an F1 abbot of unreason and throw money away down the drain. But it's techie. 69 points is the gap. It would be one of the greatest comeback that you'll have seen since Captain America, the America's Cup in 2013. Similar circumstance, similar sort of turnaround and clutch. FP2 can be different. Mertz will be better, says Safak. I think so. I mean, it always develops, doesn't it, Safak? It evolves over the course of the race weekend, and Red Bull will find speed. It seems like McLaren is still tinkering around with front wings and all this other stuff. So it all evolves. It's a weird one. The Overton window of lap time, as far as street circuits, is ever shifting, right? All the track will evolve. The teams, so too, evolve. Is Lewis going purple? Behave yourself. Go. $27.1. Well, he's quick. No, the second sector's letting down. It's the second sector of Charles that's like ridiculous. 38.332. That second sector from Charles is ridiculous. I almost want to see it. Lewis Hamilton goes up into fourth on a 31.8, 6/10 adrift of Charles Leclerc. But look at that, he's gone 299 through the speed trap. So maybe Lewis might want to get back to the pits and tack some more downforce onto that car. 299 kilometers per hour for the speed trap is the quickest of all. 1 kilometer quicker than Charles. So maybe if Brazil is a rain race, then Max wins that race. Possibly CS. McLaren. Not good in the rain. I think the McLaren is good in the rain, but the McLaren drivers don't like the rain is the problem. Free membership. You're a legend, Tony. Hammer time. Let's address the elephant in the room. Leclerc's recent crashes are because he's trying to carry Ferrari on his back to do things the car simply can't do. He dominates McLaren in that car. I think you're onto something there. If we're gonna extend Charles Leclerc a bit of grace, then the car is twitchy. I mean, Charles Leclerc doesn't just crash. He does make mistakes, is the truth. But would he make less mistakes in a McLaren? I think so. I'd bet 100% at the time. Still, he would make mistakes though, and therein lies the issue as far as Charlie Leclerc, aka modern day Jean Alesi, is concerned. People keep telling me that I should change the Charles Leclerc moniker to modern day Gilles Villeneuve. Not yet, mate. Not yet. He's fast, but he's not that fast. Like, let's chill out for a second. If Mats wins the championship, do we have to thank the settings of Almighty Man? 100%. Lauren's brought something different. Look at Lando on a bloody a golf advert. What's Lando doing on this advert, eh? Huh. Okay, let me try and do this. Go away. Oh my gosh. Oscar says the fry. Oscar says the fry will invent mirrors one day. Well, chill out, mate. Lewis jumped out the way. Oscar, relax yourself there. I don't think. I mean, it wasn't. You didn't happen upon him on the right part of the track, but like. I don't know. I don't know about that, Jensen. I thought that was a bit harsh from Oscar Piastri there. Just a little bit harsh. Mercedes haven't put the soft compound tyres on yet this session, says Brooksy. Team on is 13 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. Oof. Oscar Piastri up into third. I missed that. Shout out, Jar Bunsen says the right thing there. Let me know. Are you guys fans of Jensen Button? Because I'm not. Did I tell you the story about the time when I met Jensen and he was a tool? Just big I am. He thinks he's so good, just Jensen, and I would contend that he's very lucky to have won himself a championship. 600 of you in the chat can currently do me a favour and smash the like. T-minus 12 minutes. That Charles Leclerc sector 2 is still gangbusters. I don't know what to say about that. Maybe Charles is I mean, Charles due, isn't he? He is due one. Bless him. Oscar did touch the ball, but come on, Oscar. No more wall touches, chap. Remember, you're fighting for a championship here, young fella. You've got to get it together, mate. Mr. Consistency, mental fortitude. What are we doing here? Come on, Oscar. Sort out your life. Is this Oscar? Who is that chap in the number 81 car? And what has he done with Oscar Piastri? Mr. Consistency. Mr. 44 races back to back to back. 34 race finishes back to back to back. What has he done with that fella? All this touching the wall. Here we go. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Franco Colapinto is being discussed, and I'm not sure that he's gonna. I know Fabio's giving him the verbal commitment, but a verbal contract is worth the paper upon which it's written, eh? That's the problem. That's the problem. I don't know if Colapinto. I mean, he's been all right as Franco, but bloody Nora. Okay. Williams, no soft compound tyres. Right, get my head back in the game, Cameron. There's too much things going on here. Why aren't they putting softs on? T minus 9 minutes as he ran third base. Why is no one... Tony, I appreciate you, mate. Gifting memberships again. If you're that way inclined, get yourself over to the community tab and get yourself in the Discord, within which we continue the F1 modes of discourse every time. FP1 is entertaining. Let's hope the rest of the weekend, says Daniel. Quali's the same time as FP2, 100%. So that's why later on today it'll get techie and techie things, though. Should. They did a soft run before. Max, but there were a couple of people that Brooksy was saying haven't jumped on the softs just yet. They are, of course, Kimi Antonelli. So the Mercedes bod's not doing softs just yet. Trying to get race simulations in because, of course, lest we forget, 2024, Lando did hards to mediums, 30 laps, and then turned around the remaining 22 on mediums. Sorry about my post. No, Macon, you were right, chap. There was a glitch, but it went away. No, you were right, Macon, but there was a timing difference. You were probably right at the time of the tweet, but your boy, I mean, I'd be a lazy content creator if I left that gap in there, eh, Macon? There was a gap in real time. But if you go back and watch the video, there won't be a gap in the Dr. Hobbs interview. I'd be doing each and every single one of you, viewers and subscribers and supporters and elated peddlers, a disservice if I weren't attentive, didn't care enough to get rid of that. So it's not there any longer, Macon. Long way of saying race and long runs make sense. Yeah, true from a Mercedes perspective, but I mean, you've got to get the bloody Alonso top. Look at that. Jeez. Alonso top on a 31.1. Let me see. What? And he's bettered Charles Leclerc's God tier sector 2. So too, bloody Nora. Is Alonso in here with a shark chat? Huh. Go on then, you runners and riders. As we round third base with T minus 6 minutes and 30 seconds left on the docket green screen calendar. I don't know what you're talking about, John. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't possibly say. Can't wait for Peter. It's going to be chaos. So go on, Alonso tops your timing sheets with T minus 6 minutes and 30 seconds left on the docket on a 31.1 from Charles Leclerc on a 31.2. Max Verstappen on a 31.4. Each of those laps have been set on soft compound tyres. Lewis Hamilton in fourth on a 31.5, rounded again on soft compound tyres. McLaren's, though, in the hands of Piastri and Lando on a 31.5 and a 31.7. Those times, especially Lando's, was set, though, earlier on in the session when the track is much less evolved than it is now, with T minus 5 minutes and 50 seconds left on the docket. Isaac Hadjar in seventh on a 131.7. Sainz on a 31.8 to note, but again, Sainz did that lap way early on in the session, right? Again, when the track was much less, but that's a bloody vertigo. I mean, that angle, if anything's going to give you vertigo on camera, this is it. Helicopter angles, bloody Nora. Sonoda-san, and Esteban Ocon round out the top 10 positions. Most notably, however, Antonelli in 14th. Jeez. Alex Albon yet to set a time because his car was literally on fire. Lando and Matt's fighting for pole this weekend, potentially. But I mean, Charles looks quick as well, and Lewis, and who knows? You just can't tell. It's good when the weekends are like this, when you really don't know. We saw Cameron in his natural habitat. Only thing missing was David. Behave yourself. Why are there two women commentating on Sky Sports? What's this ballet? Well, that would assume, JVK, that women aren't capable of commentating on F1, and I think, JVK, if I'm being honest, per my experience with Brooksy, God tier. You can say what you want to about, like, I mean, Pinks has a lot of charisma, and her knowledge is decent, is Pinks. Brooksy, though, Rachel Brooks is levels. I wouldn't mind, let me get controversial and say this. I wouldn't mind if Simon just went away and did something else, and Brooksy was your point-to-point person. Rachel Brooks is a legend. She's brilliant. Like, she's, I don't know. I think she's top tier. I'd probably include her on the Mount Rushmore of broadcasters at the moment. Point to point, she's really smooth. Like, I rate her much more than Simon. Forget that. Leclerc, Max, Lando, Oscar, and others. It's going to be hard to be perfect. Well, I mean, if there's a couple tenths in it, Daniel, who do you defer to? They're at least 1.5 seconds from a quali lap. Calm down, people. Jamie, that's ever so boring. Do you know what I mean? You've got to get invested in. You've got to play the way you're facing, Jamie. Surely, Brooks and Dan. I'm not a big Danica fan. Brett, how very dare you, Brett, to mention Danica in the same sentence as Brooksy? No. There are levels. I don't care if the commentator is male or female, so long as they're but 100%. Daniel, I'm his competence. Brooksy does journalism. She's a reporter, not a. I hear you what you're saying there, Space, but she's sufficiently dexterous and versatile to do both. She's good. Listen to her on here. Just I think her voice helps as well. I like her voice. Can we please keep these type of? I know. I agree with you, Robert. I got lured in. I got lured into the politics, didn't I? It's about a few tenths. I bet I'm at 100%, Daniel. If it's a few hundredths, then it's gonna get techie. Dr. Jad said Danica is probably Simon is I miss me with Simon, but he's producing films now, isn't he? Produced Hill, which isn't bad. T-minus 2 minutes left on the docket. Oh, Jamie, yeah, I've just clocked. It's Jamie on the other. I can take or leave, Jamie, I'll be honest with you. 800 of you in the chat can currently do me a favour and smash the like. It means more. I have it on mute. Behave yourself, John. If it's Rachel, if it's Brooksy, I would unmute personally, John, because Brooksy's levels. Danica's a brilliant driver. Danica would drive circles around. Danica would lap me in less than one lap. Danica would destroy my life. He's Naomi on maternity leave until next season. I think she must be right. She was showing big time. And I hope the pregnancy goes well. Naomi, if you're watching. I was about to go full disparaging Naomi shift broadcaster settings, but it's not very apropos, is it? Not given. No complaints from Mats on the radio about the car. Oh yes, we have a fight in our hands. So none that we've heard. Get Damon Hill back in. Dr. Chat. You know what? I know you guys hate Damon, but when I met, go on in stark contrast to Jenson Button when I met him. Oh my gosh, go easy, Oscar. How many more mistakes of the unforced variety are we making here? Who is that chap in the number 81 car, and what have they done with Oscar? T-minus 56 seconds left on the FP3 docket. Yeah, it could get Simon is a geezer. You need one of those in every book. Go on, let me tell you about Damon. When I met Damon, he just he signed my book. He was perfectly he was just nice. And if you're talking about Damon, I mean, he said some some very off-white things about Maximilian Verstappen off the piste. Dick Dastardly. Sport doesn't build character, it reveals it. If everybody overtakes like Max Verstappen, then nobody will get any overtake. Like, do you know what I mean? I understand. But when I met him in person, my experience of Damon was like here, as versus my experience of Jensen here. Jensen is a douchebag, I'll tell you that from now. Or at least, let me say this to be precise with my language. Jensen was a douchebag to me when I met him, and a douchebag to my friends when they met him. So do you know what I mean? That's my opinion on Jensen. They should get Channel 4 involved more, because in my opinion they do way better interviews. Yeah, maybe, Joey. But I mean, they're different. They're different channel 8. Piastri complaining, Max not complaining. This is about to be good. Bloody no. What are these bods doing? Chill out, lads. Carlos Sainz for... Hulkenberg and Carlos. What's going on here? Chill out. I don't like Jensen at all, Issa. In fact, I told you guys the story already many moons ago. Damon is just a nice person because he's too cowardly to reveal his dark side. Bloody door sieging. It's good. See, it's quite good sieging. I don't hate that. David is just a nice person because he's too sieging. And tell you what, let me try and talk good about Damon for 10 seconds. Try. The thing with Damon is that he's you can never question Damon's heart as far as he's being a racing driver. Because in 1994, if my teammate yeets it into the barrier and tragically perishes, do you think you're going to send me in the car before you do proper diagnostics and tell me what was wrong with Senna's car? I'm not going back in the car. I don't care. And Damon just got strapped back in and went straight in after his old man and his teammate now had both perished in accidents. Like, do you know what I mean? Tell me you're brave as brave things without telling me you're brave as brave things. Right. In summary, therefore, 0 seconds, 0 minutes left on the docket. Topping your timing sheet is the wily old fox, the man from Oviedo, Astoria, Fernando Plan Alonso, on a 31.1. Oh, the humanity. 300 kilometers an hour going through the speed trap from the Aston Martin driver. 2, Charles Leclerc on a 31.3 rounded. Verstappen on a 31.4. Hamilton, easy, Max. 31.4. Pass me my phone. 22% of the time Max Verstappen puts it on pole. Okay, bookmakers. Okay. Max Verstappen finishes the session in 3rd on a 131.4 rounded. Behind him, Sir Lewis in 4th. Piastri, Norris, Hajar 7th. Sainz in 8th. Tsunoda-san in 9th. Esteban Ocon in 10th on a 132.128. We have ourselves Sir Lewis, Carl Davidson, Hamilton doing himself a cheeky practice start. You guys have been legends. I will see you in a couple of hours, 30 minutes before FP2. Between now and next time, the prosecution rests. No further questions, Your Honour.